Good evening all of you. Welcome to Cynthia IAS. It is great pleasure for me to be here Cynthia IAS. So many students from all around the states. I feel truly inspired. You empowered me. I feel energized by your energy and strength. Thank you so much for your incredible source of energy and dynamism. I will stand with you in the struggle for your preparation in the UPSC. Currently, I am going to take lecture General Studies GS 4th Ethics in Governance. Now, what is ethics in governance? Ethics in governance. Ethics in governance. Ethics in governance. What is ethics? What is ethics? What is ethics? Ethics is a set of standard. Ethics is a set of standard. Ethics is a set of standard that society place society place on its ethics is a set of standards that society place on its which help guide behavior, which help guide behavior, guide behavior, choices and action, choices and action. Ethics is a set of standards that society place on itself which help guide behavior, choice and action. Ethics are related ethics are related ethics are related to our feeling to our ethics are related to our feeling which guide us which guide us guide us what is right or wrong, what is right or wrong, what is right or wrong. Ethics are related to our feeling which guide us what is right or wrong. Next point ethics ethics point 1 rules of conduct, rules of conduct. Point 1. Point 2 rules of conduct, values, values, research, research, moral principle, moral principle, moral principle, ethical practice, ethical ethical practice, rules of conduct, rules of conduct, rules of conduct, ethics related to values, research, moral principle, ethical practice, rules of conduct and rules of conduct. Next point. Corruption is an important manifestation of corruption is an important corruption is an important manifestation of the manifestation of the manifestation of the corruption is an important manifestation of the failure of ethics, failure of ethics, failure of ethics. The word corrupt is derived from the Latin word, the word corrupt derived from the Latin word, derived from the Latin word, from the word corrupt derived from the Latin word corruptus, Latin word corruptus means Latin word corruptus means to break or destroy, to break or destroy, to break or destroy. Next, there are two contradictory approach. There are two contradictory approach. Contradictory approach there are two contradictory approach. There are two contradictory approach in dealing with in dealing with there are two contradictory approach in dealing with corruption and abuse of ethics. Corruption and abuse of ethics. Abuse of ethics. Point 1. First approach. First approach. First approach emphasize character and values. It emphasizes character and values. Emphasize character and values. It emphasizes character and values. Nothing much can be done. Nothing much can be done to. Much can be done to. Nothing much can be done to improve the probity in society. Improve probity in society. Probity in society unless the values are restored. Unless the values are restored. The values are restored. It emphasizes character and values. Nothing much can be done to improve probity in society unless the values are restored. Second approach. Second approach. A small portion of people in society. A small portion of people in society. Portion of people in society. A small portion of people in society to pursue personal gain. To pursue personal gain. To pursue personal gain at the cost of public good. At the cost of public good. At the cost of public good. If good behavior is rewarded, if good behavior is rewarded, if good behavior is rewarded and deviant behavior is punished, and deviant behavior is punished, deviant behavior is punished, then ethics get automatically, then ethics get automatically restored. Automatically restored. Next, values are like guiding star. Values are like guiding star. Values are like guiding star. Those value need those value need values are like guiding star. Those values to be need to be need to be sustained by institution. Need to be sustained by institution. Institution need to be sustained by institution to be durable. To be durable. Next, public office and control over public purse. Public office and control over and control over public office and control over public purse. Control over public purse. Public purse offer enormous temptation. Enormous temptation to promote private gain. To promote private gain at public cost. Private gain at public cost. At public cost. Next point. Corruption and abuse of office. Corruption and abuse of office. Corruption and abuse of office is aggravated by three factor. Three factors. Point 1. Corruption and abuse of office is aggravated by three factors. Point 1. Colonial legacy of unchallenged authority. Colonial legacy of unchanged colonial legacy of unchallenged authority and probity. Unchallenged authority and propensity. Colonial legacy of unchallenged authority and propensity to exercise the same arbitrarily next point. There is an enormous asymmetry of power. Point 2. There is a enormous asymmetry of power. Enormous asymmetry of power. There is enormous asymmetry of power. There is enormous asymmetry of power. There is enormous asymmetry of power in our society. There is enormous asymmetry of power in our society. Such asymmetry of power reduces. Such asymmetry of power of power reduces such asymmetry of power reduces social pressure. Social pressure, comma, social pressure to conform to ethical behavior. To conform ethical behavior. Ethical behavior. Next point. Indian government policies of Indian government Indian government policies of excessive Indian government policies of excessive state. Indian government policies of excessive state control put exercise control put exercise put exercise control put exercise control put citizen control put citizens at the mercy of the state at the mercy of the state this created condition fourth this created condition conducive this created condition this created condition conducive to this created condition conducive to unbridled corruption, unbridled 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 corruption, conducive to unbridled 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 corruption. Next point, instrument of accountability that curb corruption. Instrument of accountability instrument of accountability instrument of accountability that curb corruption, that curb corruption. Instrument of accountability that curb corruption. Point 1, right to information. Right to information. Right to information. Right to information. Point 2, point 1, right to information. Point 2, effective citizen charter. Effective citizen charter. Effective citizen charter. Point 3, opportunity incentive to opportunity incentive to promote proactive 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 approach to citizen. Proactive approach to citizen. Proactive approach to citizens. Next, stakeholder involvement in public service delivery. Stakeholder stakeholders involvement in stakeholders involvement in public service delivery. In public service delivery. Stakeholders involvement in public service delivery. Point Fifth, public consultation in public consultation public consultation in decision making in decision making public consultation in decision making. Next, social audit. Next, social audit. Two type of corruption compelled. There are two type of corruption. Two type of corruption. Two type of corruption: compelled corruption and coercive corruption. Point 1, compelled corruption. Compelled corruption. Point 2, coercive corruption. Coercive corruption. Next point, compelled corruption. Compelled corruption. Compelled corruption. Under it we will discuss. Citizen is compelled to get a service to citizens. Citizens is compelled to citizens is compelled to get a service. Get a service. Citizen is compelled to get a service to which to which he or she is entitled is entitled delays delay, harassment, lost opportunity, lost opportunity, loss of precious time, loss of precious time, loss of precious time, wages, uncertainty, wages, uncertainty, wages, uncertainty could result of one could could result of one's resist this type of resist this type of corruption, type of corruption. Next point. Next point, coercive corruption. Coercive corruption. Under it we will discuss this type of corruption, bribe giver and corrupt. This type of corruption, this type of corruption this type of corruption, bribe giver this type of corruption, bribe giver and corrupt public and corrupt public and corrupt public servant corrupt public servant collude they together benefit they together benefit they together benefit at the immense cost of society, at the immense at the immense cost of society. Immense cost of society. Next point. Awarding contract for public work. Point 1. Point 1. Point 1. Awarding contract for public work. Awarding contract awarding contract for public works, for public awarding contract for public works. Next point, procurement of goods and service. Procurement of goods and service. Goods and services. Procurement of goods and services. Recruitment of employees. Recruitment of employees. Recruitment of employees. Tax evasion. Point 4. Tax evasion. Point fifth, first is substandard project. Substandard project. Next points. Adulteration of food and drugs. Adulteration of food and drugs. Food and drugs. Adulteration of food and drugs. Closive violation of regulation. Closive violation of regulation. Violation of regulation. Doctoring evidence in investigation. Doctoring evidence in investigation. Evidence in investigation. Investigation. Next point. As state control mitigate. As state control mitigate. As state control mitigate. Compelled corruption. Compelled corruption. Compelled corruption. Give away to closive corruption. Corruption. Next point. Anti-corruption initiative. Anti-corruption initiative. Anti-corruption initiative. Point 1. Mandatory disclosure of wealth. Mandatory disclosure of wealth. Mandatory disclosure of wealth. Mandatory disclosure of wealth. Education. Mandatory disclosure of wealth. Education. Qualification of candidate. Qualification of candidate. Qualification of candidates while filling nomination for election. While filling nomination of election. nomination of election. While filling nomination for election. Next point. Right to Information Act. Right to Information Act. Right to Information Act. Point 2. Point 1. Right to Information Act. Point 2. E-Governance Initiative. E-Governance Initiative. E-Governance Initiative. Next. Automation of corruption. Automation of corruption. Automation of corruption prone process. Prone process in administration. Administration. Next point. What more needs to be done? What more needs to be done? Point 1. Benami property of corrupt public. Benami properties of corrupt public. Corrupt public. Benami properties of corrupt public. Servants need to be forfeited as also assessed assets illegally acquired from illegally acquired from corrupt activities. Whistleblower legislation. Whistleblower legislation has to be put in place. Whistleblower legislation has to be put in place. Point 2. Strengthening institution framework. Strengthening institutional framework. Institutional strengthening institutional framework for inventing framework for investigating corrupt practice, investigating corrupt practice. Next point, awarding exemplary punishment awarding exemplary punishment awarding exemplary punishment to the corrupt corrupt. Fourth, promoting corporate ethics. Promoting corporate ethics. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you.